Hey guys, welcome back to this tutorial series. So today in this video we're just going to be covering unit type groups and item type groups. So this is just a specific aspect of units and items, and I just thought I'd go over them very briefly. So this is going to be a really short video. So let's just talk about what these things are. So unit type groups and item type groups are groups under the environment section, under more, or if you put it in full screen it'll be at the very bottom. So right here, unit type groups. Unit type groups are basically groups of units you can make. So we can call this my group. So maybe let's give it a specific name. We'll give it a name of objects. So objects being anything that is not like a human player. So then we would only put box in there. But if we had more kinds of furniture or objects, so maybe we had box, we also had couch, maybe if we also had chair, then they would all go under objects. And then we can go to item type groups. It's a similar thing. So we can make a group and we can call it food, for example, and we can just put cookie in it. So you might be wondering, okay, that's all good and all, but why exactly would somebody want to create an item type or unit type group? So let me just show you exactly where these things will be used in the code. So let's just say that I'm making a script, but then I want to randomly give some player, an item. So let's just say not even a brand new script, but when the player joins. I want to create a new food rather than just a cookie. And instead of a cookie, maybe I say for all items. So this is a for loop. And we're saying out of all the items in a certain category, do this on every item in that category. So first let's pick the category. So let's say all items in a item type group. So I don't see groups anywhere. Oh, right. There's actually a specific loop. So just um, type group and it should come up right here. So for all item types in an item type group. So then for all item types in food, because this is the item type we just created, for all item types, create a new selected item type from the loop and give it to the last created unit. So what this is doing is it's going to create one of every food item and give it to the player. So right now it's just going to give one cookie and it's going to work the same as before. But the difference is now you can create one from a group. So maybe if you have a set of starter items, you can create a item type group called starter items. And every time you need to change the items, you don't have to go to the code and change it. You can just change the item type group in the environment. And that just makes life a lot easier because you can just change things in one area rather than in the entire code area. So anytime you can make it so that you can change something here instead of in here, I highly recommend you do that. So that's an example of item types. Now let's use unit type groups. It's really similar. You can just use a for loop. So if you take a look at all the types of for loops, there's debris, there's elements, entities, item types, items, players, projectiles, regions, so on. I do recommend you guys go in and take a look at each of these, try them out, do see what they all do. But basically, it's saying that for all of the blanks in a category, run this following stuff on all of those items in the all those things in the category. So right now, let's just go through unit type groups. So we're saying for all the unit types in a specific group of unit types, run this following code on every unit type. So not on a specific unit, but on a unit type. So here, instead of saying all unit types, we could say random, we could use this as a sort of randomization thing. So let's say that in the objects category, we wanted to create a random piece of furniture. How would we go about doing that? Well, there's this really simple script you guys can write. It's called if an if comparison with a random number. So let's say that if this random number right here, there's this function called random number. If the random number between, I don't know, let's say 0 and 5, if it's equal to 0, then create unit and unit of selected unit type for, let's just say, box AI, because it's a furniture, at random position in entire map region, facing 0 radians. So you might have noticed this code I went by a little quicker than usual. It's just I'm trying to get you guys used to um, the speed of programming with mod.io. It's going to be a little quicker just because I want you guys to start to be more familiar with these things. So if anything here seems unfamiliar, please do leave down in the comments if you want to see a video, maybe on for loops entirely. You want to see one on if statements, just let me know. But I'm just going to assume that those things you guys are familiar with. So yeah, those are basically just item type groups and unit type groups. It's a really simple topic. I just wanted to go over it. So thank you for the video and see you guys in the next one.